Hey there, Scorpio Sun, Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your reading. Happy birthday to you if it is your solar return at this time. I'm going to record here a video for you for November, December, and January. Taking a little bit of a break. I really need it. And I'm going to stay on Facebook during this time so you can keep in touch with me over there. And I do recommend that if you are subscribed, that you hit that notification bell so that when I come back at the end of January, you will know. I do plan to do one more reading for you before I go after this one. So there's that. So let's look at what's going on right now. We have Mars at home in your sign. And Mars is about to, on the 18th, have a exact conjunction with the sun. And so it's a reset time. There's a reset happening. And for the next a little over 2 years, that energy is in the Scorpio reset. So at home in Scorpio and resetting that energy. So all of the Scorpio themes will be for everybody, but for you, you're really going to feel this it's a reset around what are you passionate about. Maybe because you're coming off of the South Node, having been in your sign, a chance to really take what you learned and how are you going to take action on it and moving yourself forward. It's a really powerful, empowering time for you. And so that this next couple of years. So as you're going through the integration period of having the South Node exited your sign and into the next one, you also have at the same time this reset energy. So this is a really powerful time for Scorpio. And wow. And so January looks interesting already. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay. All right. So I'm going to look at November, December, January. And then we're going to pull clarifiers for all of it. And this is your thoughts, your feelings, your emotional energy, and the suggested actions to take. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Reset time for sure. All right. So let's look at November here. We have the card of the moon. All right. So we just had an eclipse that happened while the sun was in your sign. It was in Taurus. It was across the zodiac from you at 5 degrees. And that energy is super powerful. We have Jupiter retrograding all the way back to that point again in Taurus. And so that energy is going to be reactivated. Actually, it gets there in the not too distant future. And so that energy is going to really push some things forward, I think, for you. Other signs too, but I think that you're definitely going to feel it. So that is on the 30th of December. So it's still retrograding back to there during this time frame. And so there is a reactivation. No wonder you have so much going on here over here in January. There's a reactivation period, almost an activation. Like there was the big release of energy, letting it go, and then there's going to be the move forward. So right now we have this reset, and we have the moon, though, that is definitely influencing it. And so I think with this moon card here, the moon card often talks about the shadow and the light, and being able to see it's a full moon in this one, right? It's a full moon, so you can see more, and Scorpio does like to peer into the darkness, right? You could see more, but not everything is as clear as it would be in the daylight, right? It's a different kind of energy. Wow, this four of wands for the action to take. This guy is a knight, all armored up. It looks like a new moon, though. It looks like that new moon eclipse that we had in Libra. And see how the light is coming around it? So it kind of looks like that, but more than that, I think it looks like a blood moon. And so we had a blood moon in your sign. A lunar eclipse last May. And this Four of Fire, there is some kind of a thing that this is such a long cycle that you are resetting, and I almost feel like you've been clearing out a lot of stuff, right? We have the Hierophant, so it's that Taurus energy. There is something here about this, the North Node being in Taurus, the South Node being in your sign, and there's something about how that cycle is all culminated now, and where do you go from here, happening in November. So we have here the Book of Shadows for the Hierophant. This is the what have you learned, and this is in the heart space, and where do you go from here? And so there is a lot of inner work, shadow work. You do that anyway, but right now you seem to be really focused on it. Okay, so I swear this two came out as a combo for Taurus, maybe? I've seen this combo already though. So here we have it's the stuck energy, but it's in the reverse, which means you're getting unstuck. And we have the optimism card in the reverse, which means that you're not as optimistic as you would like to be, but you're getting there. Because here there's this rainbow. There's this rainbow that comes after the storm. See how that truck is stuck up to its hubs in the mud? But like this, it means that the sun is coming out and things are slow, because he's sitting there trying to figure out what to do next. So either the ground is drying out, or the tow truck's on its way. You can see that, you know, where you're going to go. And so the optimism is starting to come in. It's like you could see the light at the end of the tunnel kind of energy that goes with that. But there is a need. The Hierophant is about, it's the bridge energy between the heavens and the earth. It's this energy of the wisdom and the knowledge from the spiritual realm, and how do we take it and use it and manifest it here in 3D in this lifetime. And it is also about what is true and authentic. Taurus energy rules the throat chakra, which is the truth, your truth. And so, but only by going into the shadows. By going into the shadows, because you guys rule the root chakra. And so what is the root truth? What is the basic truth? What is the real truth? What is your truth? And only in doing that will you know what you're willing to eclipse out of your life. You're eclipsing something out of your life. It feels like the big release and the letting go of something that doesn't work for you. And I think it is that Mars reset energy that really triggers it. I mean, that eclipse triggered it, no kidding. But then I think there's a continuation of this flow of motion. And then when we get to the end of December, and Jupiter stations retrograde right there, stations direct right there at that 5-degree point of Taurus, it really when it begins to move forward in January, you're going to feel your energy moving forward in a way. But it's going to, look, you have the card of energy and transformation. Of course you have transformation. To go with this Book of Shadows. Healing energy and immense vitality flow easily through me easily and effortlessly is a mantra to use with this. There is a building of the energy, and I want you to see how much it really kind of looks like that eclipse, right? And so there's this energy of really gathering strength during this month, gathering your inner strength in order to transform your life. And so, of course, we have a moon in this one. Transformation, and this blue of your truth, that Hierophant energy. I am joyously centered and safe as wonderful changes occur around me. Things are happening. It's almost as though everything is falling into place. Almost by magic. It's definitely in divine timing. Definitely, there is a divine timing aspect to it. It's, to me, the eclipses are always like the cuckoo clock, you know, sounding the next hour, sounding the change of time, and it moves the gears. Kind of, sometimes, you know, if you ever saw the movie Back to the Future, and it starts off with this clock ticking, right? Tick, 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 tick. And then the alarm goes off, and there's this chain of events, you know, and it's designed to feed Einstein the dog breakfast. And when it drops, there's like, Einstein's not been there. But it's like that. It's like it sets off a chain of events that produces an outcome. And that's kind of what this feels like. You have the South. I'm telling you, the South node in your sign was everything. Oh my God, the South. What is this picture of? It looks like a time machine. Look at that. The gears, the way things turn, you could see the dials, the cyclical nature of that is an astrological kind of chart. But look in the center there, we've got this eye, you know, like the third eye opening, all these events happening, and there's that truck, right? There's the truck that was stuck in the mud. See the rain? She's got an umbrella down there on the bottom. And that red on that umbrella totally matches this. That South Node experience was a big thing for you. Oh my God. No way. Like, I've never seen either of these cards. I've had this deck for a couple of years now. I've not seen these cards. Not only do you have the South, which is the releasing and the letting go, you have the East, the new beginning, the new direction. And look, it is also set up like, it really, so, but look, there's a light bulb in the middle, the new idea, the new beginning, the sun coming up, and it has the compass and the zodiac thing, and it kind of reminds me of what I use for my thumbnail, right? It's about the cyclical nature of things, and it has the moon in it, and I that's why I'm moon directed. I really think that the moon is what ticks off the time, that sets off the events that come down. You're at that point. You're at the release, the let go, to start something new. And so in November, I think you are experiencing some major life-changing events. Some big choices and decisions are on the horizon. And I think by the time we get to the end of the year, when Jupiter stations direct, I think you're going to be pointed in a direction. So here we have the Son of Wands, the Knight of Wands, with this Ten of Swords, right? Something, this is in the thoughts for December, something feels dead, done, and over with. You've thought it out, you've thought it through. The thoughts have been uncomfortable, to say the least. But from that springs this snake of transformation, this Knight of Wands climbing up this match that's been lit, this torch that needs to be carried forward. And so, as you are Scorpio, you understand death leads to rebirth. And so there is this big transformative energy. It's the letting go, and it's the setting the direction for where you want to go next, right? This is This is the East, and this is the South. This is what we're releasing, letting go, allowing to fall away, and what direction are we going in next? It is a major life transformation that is happening on some level. It is either happening internally on how you perceive events in your life, how you perceive maybe religion or spirituality, maybe how you perceive relationships or your career or where you live. It is a major inflection point in your life. And here we have this Nine of Pentacles, this independence, this knowing. It's very kind of, it's protecting. The feathers are like thoughts, and they're protecting the pentacles in the heart space. I feel like you're really keeping, well, I am talking to Scorpio. You're keeping your cards close to the vest, as they would say, right? Why do they hold the cards? Why would the gamblers hold the cards close to their vest? So they could easily slip into their pocket and pull out a different one and switch it out. That's why they played that way. Very secretive, keeping the stuff, really, and also nobody could see what they had, but also it was easier to mess around a little, to have a little sleight of hand go on. And it feels important. Sleight of hand, and you got the card of abracadabra. In transformation, why not? There's a magical change about to happen in your life. And you have all the power. This is a card of independence. This isn't relying on someone else. This is relying on your own divinity, really. Your own ability to manifest and to create. And look, we have this butterfly of transformation at the root chakra. This card of transformation is totally Scorpio energy. And then we have this abracadabra, the magic. Look at that. That is your higher self coming in to help you. This is you working with you. This is you working with your higher self to manifest and to create the change that you want to bring in. And there is a big change happening because here we have the Magician, which is a cheetah, with the Lovers. This is moving in unison in a direction forward. Now, the way to look at the Lovers to me is about making a major choice in your life. It's Gemini energy. Yeah, and usually the heads are pointing in two different directions. Do we go this way or do we go that way? On the Lovers card, they're looking at each other, but Spirit is looking over the situation at them. I mean, you'll notice they're both, all this energy is looking forward. And so, are you moving forward in a direction with somebody in partnership? Absolutely, that is a possibility. But I feel like that partnership is actually with Spirit. It doesn't really matter. How you choose to view that is completely up to you. But this cheetah has, of course, it's got all the tools right there. But a cheetah can reach top speed, which is, 40 freaking miles an hour in just a matter of, like, a second or something like that. It doesn't, from 0 to 60, like that, right? But I will tell you, you've got the Knight of Wands, right? That's a very quick, fast-moving energy. You've got this cheetah, a very fast, quick-moving energy, and this is directional. This is moving in a direction, right? And so it's like almost like a sudden shift change, because he's facing forward, but he's looking that way. And so there's an alertness, there's an awareness. But the thing about the cheetah is it cannot sustain that speed. And so while the start may be sudden and maybe head spinning for some people when you're like, oh, no, I've made up my mind, I'm going this way. There's been a lot of work going on that nobody's seen, right? It's like lots going on for like the last couple of years for you. With that South Node moving through your sign. But now it's go time. And I really think this comes through when Jupiter triggers that spot, right? That spot where that eclipse just happened. And so it's a triggering moment right there during the holiday season. Maybe it's because you finally, you have a couple days off from work and you actually have time to think and not just be work, 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 right? So it could be that. But there's a big shift of direction. Let's pull I didn't pull a card for this. I'll pull a card for that. I was so caught up by that. Look, yeah, the mountain. No kidding, right? It's been a long haul to get to the top, right? The Ten of Swords into the Knight of Wands. There's success, though. They're there. Also, I want you to see that you have help getting up there. It could be in the form of a person. We have this Lover's card here, right? Maybe you need a promotion at work and you connect with the right person at the right time for the right opportunity, right? Something like that. And all of a sudden you're offered a job change out of the blue and you're like, oh my God, that's a great opportunity. I really don't like my job and and then all of a sudden here's this opportunity out of nowhere, right? Something like that. Some kind of a helping hand comes in. But you're going to make a choice. You're going to move in a new direction in some arena of your life. We have the card of planting seeds. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. Whatever this is, it is something that your soul is calling you to. Your heart is calling you to it. Now, again, that feels more like your higher self working with you there in that energy. But I really love the way this is setting up for you. All right, let's look at January. January, on your mind, we have the Two of Swords, the Four of Chalices, and the Empress, right? And so, but I don't want you to use the Rider-Waite because I'm not using the Rider-Waite. So get those ideas out of your head. This deck is super interesting. This Two of Swords, she is sitting in meditation. Okay, but look how open she is. She's not blindfolded. She is surrounded by all the elements, right? She's sitting grounded on the grass. She's got the stones behind her, holding her, I want to say protecting her backside. And then there's the water is flowing around her. There's the mountains. Right? It's almost like you've already gotten to the top and then there's this rest point where she is open to receiving divine inspiration. She doesn't look blocked. In Rider-Waite, swords are across her heart, right? Here she's wide open to receiving the downloads and the information that is coming in. And you are going to be receiving this information not by overthinking things, Scorpio. Nobody runs down all the different scenarios and travels that line of thought all the way to the different options and opportunities and how will this go better than a Scorpio, but that's not where you're going to get it this time. That's not where it's going to come in from. It's in your heart. You're going to have to be open to meditation, to journaling perhaps. So you just start writing and see what comes out when you're working things out and allowing Spirit to come through and help you and assist you. You're going to get this through dream time. Your sign trines Pisces, and over in Pisces now we're going to have Saturn stationed direct on the 4th. Neptune's over there, and Neptune is going to be direct by the end of January. I think it actually happens in December, but I can't recall exactly when. And so here we have this energy of the Four of Cups. But look, the divine inspiration is coming in, and while she's napping, she's just napping. And look, it's the blue of the throat chakra, the truth coming in. And look how beautiful that is. And so she is dreaming of what it is that she wants. The inspiration, the divine inspiration is going to come in your rest period. And then we have the Empress energy. This is growth. Look, she's in the garden and she's putting a Band-Aid on a wound. She is gardening. She is healing the inner child. The seeds of the future are being planted. She's working those seeds. And part of that is going to be allowing the healing to come in to heal things from the past, wounds of your inner child. This is the love and the care that you are giving to yourself. This is heart space stuff. And here we have, in the heart space, we have the Emperor. So we have the Empress and the Emperor. Very balanced energy. This Emperor in the heart space means that the organization of, the determination of, the direction in which you go, the information center. Because, okay, she's on the phone taking notes, staring at the computer. Okay? She's got the calendar there, but she's in the kitchen. Right? So she's working from home. Home is the heart. And see again, dressed in the blue of the truth. And so information is going to be coming in through the heart space. Not from thinking, but from feeling. From allowing those quiet spaces of meditation to bring in the information to allow you to see. To be guided to gather the information. You're going to gather it, and it's got to be filtered through the heart and organized in the heart space. And that's where it's got to come in. Oh my God. Okay, this card came out once before, and I've had this deck really for over a decade, and I never noticed this before. Okay, so it's chaos and conflict. So I think sometimes what happens is that as we gain experience through life, right, we see things differently, and I think that's part of what's going on with you. So this chaos and conflict. So the zebra is dressed like a giraffe. And the winds of change come in, and they're swirling around and blowing off, and they're blowing off the disguise or the outer skin or this trying to fit in with the giraffes when you are a zebra. Okay, zebras are really short too. I mean, as a horse goes, they're not a tall horse. Excuse me. So underneath, the truth of this little zebra is being exposed. And honestly, if you were out there running with the zebras, and part of their ability to survive is that with those black and white stripes, as they're running in a herd, it's hard to tell where one zebra ends and another one begins, and it's kind of confusing to the predator, right? But if you were standing out like a sore thumb, dressed like a giraffe, and you can't keep up with the long legs of the giraffe with your short giraffe, so you don't fit in there. If you try to run with the zebras, you stand out like a sore thumb, you're going to get, attacked easier. So here's the thing. Something that the winds of change are blowing into your life. And where you have been feeling defeated, frustrated, not fitting in, it's because almost of an energy of trying to fit in so hard that you lost the sense of who you truly are. And so this is about understanding the value of your own authenticity. And so here, the childhood wound could easily have been like you didn't think you were good enough, and so you were trying to pretend to be somebody that you weren't to fit in, and maybe that was a skill you started developing as a child, and it's something that's carried through into adulthood where you don't really move through the world exactly, truly, and authentically who you are. And this has created this chaos and conflict in your life. Like there's a dissidence. There's there's how you really feel and how you think you have to act and feel, and sometimes it collides. And it just seems like you may have been in a pattern coming out of the South Node energy where things at regular intervals in your life just seem to blow up. And you're like, I don't understand. I thought I was doing everything right. And maybe the missing ingredient was you just weren't being your own unique individual self. Because the other thing about the zebras are their stripes are all unique. Like they aren't striped the same way as anyone else. And so this is an invitation to allow the chaos and the conflict and the change in your life to allow you to come back home to yourself, to who you truly are. The Emperor is all four kings. It's the King of Cups, that's emotional stability. It's the King of Wands. It's the ability to not only create, but to lead others in their creation of things in a way that is benevolent and kind. There is the King of Pentacles, the ability to manifest and create abundance in all aspects of your life. That not just money. It's not, right? What about what really brings in happiness, right? It's not really just money. Money does not buy happiness, but it can provide a lot of comforts, but it is oftentimes in the joy of giving that the true happiness comes in, right? Giving, mentoring, whatever. So who am I missing? Swords. King of Swords. King of Swords is very balanced and relaxed, and he understands the necessity to give and take in balance with his thoughts and his energy. And so the Emperor here, that is when we are truly in our divine masculine energy, whether you're male or female. Everybody has both divine masculine and both divine feminine, and you're being invited into both to create that balance right now. And so change doesn't happen unless there's a push for it. It's easy. No one's going to change that. It's when it's tough that changes occur. So I think you've been going through a very tough cycle, and it feels very chaotic, and there's a lot of conflict. But what is going to happen if you will allow this process is you get to be you, the real you, the you that you may have lost decades ago, right? You get to be you and come back home to yourself. And who you authentically are. What do you truly enjoy? You know, what brings the joy and the happiness in your life? It is discovering that aspect of yourself. You have Creator, Air, and the Now, and this one wants to come too. Oh my God, Creator, Water. Why is this one sticking? I'm going to check before I flip them over. Oh, yeah, it is these two. Okay, so the Now, it's an alarm clock. I'm telling you, the chain of events is unfolding. Creator, Air, Creator, Water, the King of Cups, the King of Air, King of Swords. Your past supports your future. What have you learned along the way, and how can you take this energy? So that's thoughts and emotions coming together, working in tandem, right? Seeing what happened objectively, like the King of Air, being very objective about it, and then creating the emotional balance out of it, using the energy of the King of Cups, and then gratitude for everything you've learned along the way. Right? She's in the kitchen. I love this. She's in the kitchen. That is like the energy of the King of Cups, right? And she's on the computer and taking in information, the Creator of Air. You have a chance to really transition your life from one of feeling disconnected from who you truly are to stepping into your authenticity. This gratitude again. It feels like finding being grateful for the successes is easy. Can you be grateful for the lessons? Because from those flow the blessings, the knowledge, the wisdom, the development of our souls. We came here to experience and to grow. And so when we begin to incorporate a few things into our lives on a daily basis, one of them is the quiet space. You go for a walk, or in the shower maybe, or being a water sign, showers, baths are very helpful, but just walking along water is good. Sometimes just sitting quietly, staring out at nothing and just drinking water will do these things for you. But washing dishes, that quiet space. Gratitude. When you wake up in the morning, before you do anything else, maybe even before your feet hit the floor, give thanks for the beautiful things that are going to happen today. Now you've set the intention. And then when they happen, recognize them and say thank you again, gratitude again. Creating joy in our lives. Finding the laughter and the joy in the small moments. Find something every day that, and I know, gosh, I suffered this time of year from seasonal affect, and it's been really dull and gray, and so sometimes it's a little hard, right? You can get really depressed, and so, you know, if you can't find anything in your day, what did you used to watch on TV that would always make you laugh? Go find it and watch it today. Do something that you know will at least bring a smile to your face, even if not a complete belly laugh, especially when it says your past supports your future. You know, this is a good time also, maybe part of the healing process. When you have a pet, they are going to do something silly that will make you smile during the day. They just can't help themselves. That's what they're here to do. Right? So, gratitude, the quiet space, and the joy. And then create something. Create something. Every day, create something. Whether you decide to create a mess by pulling everything out of your closet and saying, I'm done with all this stuff. Or you create what you make for dinner. Or you create, you just sit and doodle. It doesn't really matter. Create something. That is an important process here. So here we have the Page of Cups with the Four of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, look, she has been busy canning. And she's looking in the pantry at what she has. And I don't know, but to me, this feels like almost satisfaction with what she's done. Like, I did this. Because the door's open, it's not locked. And they're putting the stuff up in there. And so I don't think this is, the Four of Pentacles gets a kind of a bad rap. I don't think it's the miser card unless it's in the reverse. When it's in the upright, to me, it's about this sense of satisfaction. He's got in Rider-Waite, he has a pentacle on his heart and one on his feet and one on his head, two on his feet. And so that's I set the intention, I felt the joy in my heart, and then I manifested it. And I'm always like, when people, oh, the miser, oh, you're too tight, what? And that's not frickin' what it means. Get over that. Sorry for the segue. In the reverse, then yes. In the reverse, then you're like more worried about keeping the stuff that you're blocking the flow. But in the upright, and she looks like she feels very satisfied with much of what she's accumulated. That pantry is full. And then it's a time of self-reflection. The Page of Cups, about the joy, the satisfaction of what you've accomplished. There's a need to really recognize how much you've grown, how far you've come, and to keep healing yourself. And all those jars that she's canned there, think of those as experiences, right? And we're still in the kitchen here. We had this night. Where did he go? Did he get sucked up in here? Here we go. In the kitchen, right? This is someone who can do it all, right? Bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan. This is everything that you've done. Everything you've created so far is creating an experience that you can draw on as you need it. And I think there's a need to kind of assess, what are your talents? What are your gifts? What have you learned? How have you grown during that self-reflecting? This Page of Cups, he is offering this love to himself. There is a reflection energy there. This is a chance for you to kind of love up on yourself and what you have done and what you have created. And then we have the Crane. Long-term planning, devotion, and soulmates. There's a big shift coming for you. My soul dances with freedom and grace. Really kind of makes me feel like this energy here of the choice and the decision that you made back in December, at the end of December there. So here we go. Cultivate patience and trust in the long-term plans and perspective. Sometimes souls with much to offer tend more One more time. Sometimes souls with much to offer need more time to marinate and evolve into their true depths and fullness. And sometimes it takes a lot of chaos and conflict to get there. If you feel like you might be a late bloomer, accept that this can be a wonderful thing. You have the ability to create a beautiful and protective legacy for the souls within your care. Think about all the things that you have picked up along the way, all the things that you have mastered. Affirm your freedom and grace and dignity above all else. Refuse to allow yourself to be put down by anyone, and especially not by yourself. Do not call yourself names. Do not. It's such a hard habit to break because oftentimes, and this is healing of the inner child, oftentimes, if you had parents that were quick to point out your faults, very judgmental energy, you absorb that like a sponge when you were a child, and you take that in and it becomes your inner dialogue. And that is a really hard habit to break. I still struggle with it. And I've been aware of this as a need of something I need to do for at least 2 decades. And I am still learning how to speak to myself only with love and kindness and compassion. And so I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying, though, the more you bring your awareness to it, the better you get at it. It's like a muscle. That retraining process is not something that happens overnight. And so the best we can do is try not to use it on other people either, so that they have less of that to work through themselves. So refuse to allow yourself to be put down by yourself or anyone else. Trust that you can attract and deserve to experience committed, healthy relationships. We have this kind of single energy and this moving forward. So for some of you, you may be moving through a relationship change. For others of you, this could be a career change. Well, it's a big change. There's no doubt in my mind. There's a major shift that's going on here. But it's a chance for you to become who you truly are, to authentically be yourself. So, Scorpio, there's a lot there that was there to unpack. I know this is a really long video. If you're still with me, God bless you. So, do hit the subscribe button. If you're still watching this and you're not subscribed, then consider doing that. But hit the notification bell if you're subscribed, because I will be gone for a couple of months here. I need a break myself. I've got some stuff I'm working through. And I'm going to go home for the holidays. I haven't done that in decades. So I'm going to go do that. And you guys take really good care of yourself. Keep in touch over on Facebook. I will put out a year ahead video next. And so that'll be coming out soon. And then I'm going to take my break. You guys be good to yourselves. You got something major you're working through, and Spirit has got your back. All right? Take care. Talk to you soon.